And here we are on Yansu for this best of 5, the grand finals of the Vasacast Invitational. And in the top right, we have the purple Zerg player from Team Mouse Sports. It is VortiX, who just tied this series up with a very cheeky 14-14 Baneling all-in, Baneling Speedling attack. Man, both players throwing a cheddar at each other. This match was built on a castle of cheese. So far, at least. I expect to see a much longer game this map. And his opponent in the bottom left, the red Terran player from Team My Insanity, it is Jjakji, throwing with the 2 racks in the first game. And then, of course, not getting the scout that he needed to win that last map. So what can we expect from both of these players? You know, it's actually really funny. There's nothing that we can base off of each other in this game. There's nothing from this series. We're on the 3rd game, and we know nothing about how either of these guys are going to play a macro game. We know absolutely nothing at all. So this is just kind of funny for me, because normally at game 3, you're like, well, this was a cool strategy he used in the first map. This was a good one in the second map. No, it's like he cheesed, and then he cheesed. And I don't think we're going to have a cheese this game. It's going to be a Reaper opening from Jjakji, which makes a lot of sense. This is a great map for Reapers. Multiple entry points, the cliff, the other cliff, the other cliff. And it's hard, especially since getting creep over here is very difficult for queens. So you can't really deny the Reapers from coming up into your base. Now, wait, what? He's opening 15 pool? Okay. So it looks like VortiX is anticipating the potential Reaper play and has said to himself, if I get a fast pool, that means I can get faster queens, means I can deal with the Reapers more effectively. There's been a surprising number of Zerg players recently opening up with an economic spawning pool to deal with Reapers. It's really funny to think about just how often does it happen that you're that concerned over it. But now, Jjakji has that Reaper on the way. Overlord sees. He's got a reasonable idea of what's going on. And that Reaper is being rallied out, so he should be able to go and do a little bit of damage. Maybe. The Queen will be out in time, and there will already be Zerglings, so I don't think this Reaper should do much damage, but the fact that he opened pool first really hurts his potential economy, so I'm not worried about it, man. Not worried about it at all. The Zerglings are parked on top of the ramp, and he's just chilling. He's just chilling. And nothing yet, just the command center for Jjakji. And these Zerglings, man, oh, the plays, all that, at least the twerking Reaper is caught, and wow. Oh, man, the plays. That Queen, look at her dance. Look at her wiggle, trying to cross over to that next base. She draws first blood in this game, and boy, it is so delicious. Now these Zerglings are going to head across the map for VortiX. He's going to try to see if there's anything cool going on, any harassment, poking he can do. Their second Reaper is here to poke. And, you know, losing a Reaper in Terran versus Zerg at the beginning of the game, every single time I talk to any pro gamer, I say, you know, I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong in this game? What went wrong in this game? Maybe what could I have improved so that I have a better chance of beating this Zerg player next time? And the pro gamers will always point out, if the game if I show them like a game where I lose a Reaper in the start of the game, they always say it's one of the worst things that could possibly happen. The resources, the time invested. If you're going to lose your Reapers, you might as well go command center first, because you put yourself really far behind opening Reapers if all you do is lose them. So it's kind of like being aggressive early with a mothership core. It's like, yeah, it's not necessarily bad, but if you lose it, you are significantly behind. Because they're also a great scouting tool, and if your opponent does something weird, it can be hard to pick up on that. VortiX, however, we saw in his earlier matches against MMA, which he played to get to these finals. VortiX's matches against MMA, he utilized quite a bit of standard play. There was one pretty cheesy game. Wow, these Reapers are actually getting in. This is frustrating. These Reapers have picked up a surprising amount of kills. I'm impressed. And he might even get a few more drones. Oh, he's wiggling through, squeezing the greased pig man. Oh, that's to run through the mineral line and loses another one of his Reapers. That's tough. It's tough cookies. But he did pick up some points with it, so I can't necessarily say it was all that bad. And Jjakji has got that third command center wrapping up, going into Hellion Banshees. Hellion Banshee is just so good in this matchup, especially with Cloak. Hellion Banshee after Reaper You just do everything you can to put pressure on the Zerg the entire game. It really punishes the Zerg for making any mistakes whatsoever. Like, Hellion, Banshee, Reaper is so good when you play against a Zerg that wants to be passive. A Zerg player that doesn't want to build roaches. A Zerg player that doesn't have any interest in attacking you. But VortiX is not that Zerg. He's prepared. He has a good number of queens already. He has a Roach Horn on the way. And since there's no Reapers, Jjakji is going to have a really rough time actually killing this hatchery. I don't think he can force a cancel. There's quite a ways to go on the creep, but he already has tumors powering that out. So these 6 Hellions shouldn't do too much. Banshee's on the way. Yeah, he's adding on Barracks, so he's going to go into bio now. No mech from Jjakji this game. I believe I've seen Jjakji play a reasonable amount of mech, I think, at least on Zotac. But poking the queens. There is a transfuse available, so he can save the queen if necessary. Yep, and he does. Now he's running up over towards the other queen. Man, Jjakji's being quite aggressive with these Hellions. He's not afraid to just make him burn out all the hit points. And that's because this Banshee wants to come up and give the coup de grace on these bad boys, but there's still too many. Cloak is about to finish, but the Lair is also about to finish, which means we should see an Overseer soon that can help deal with this Banshee. And Overseer immediately begins. Look at VortiX, man. He's so smart. Only takes 17 seconds to morph an Overseer. Overseer's build super duper quick. Engineering bays are on the way. Spire is on the way. And VortiX is moving into that main base mineral line, but there is already a Spore Crawler here. So he's just going to grab one drone. He bags a buck. And that's all he'll get. Overseer is going to arrive, and he might actually... Banshee's going to get low. And the second Banshee is here. What else is he going to do? This third base is not necessarily locked down per se, but once the queens get there with the Overseer, he should be fine. VortiX's queens are actually still up in the main base. So this is a good opportunity to maybe grab some drones in the meantime. Yeah, you're actually saving that other Banshee is not bad, though. And this is just nice because if there's a Roach counterattack or anything like that, he has a lot of units to defend. But VortiX only made 6 defensive Roaches. VortiX did not want to get aggressive. He did not want to try to kill Jjakji with the Roaches. So he's still totally fine. Like, this really isn't a big deal at all. And this game is relatively, I'd say, in a standard, normal place. I wouldn't say either player is ahead or behind. And Jjakji's going to actually move out and take this third base. Relatively, I guess this is a good timing for a third base. It only feels fast because of how aggressive he's played at the start of this game. And, oh, this Banshee escapes with 5 hit points. Wow, one more hit and it would have fallen. Not bad at all. Spire is done. We have +1 flyer attacks already coming in. 1-1 as well for the melee. So, the VortiX is still going to play his standard style. He's not going to do anything outside of the usual standard meta. He likes to focus on these Spire upgrades, though. He does really like to get the Mutalisk attack upgrades. That just makes them so much more potent at killing command centers. And of course, picking off missile turrets, especially if they do get those upgrades. But, oh, the Hellions sneak in. Not going to get much of anything at all. Actually, I don't... Did he kill any drones there? No, not really. Most of his drone kills are from the Reapers early on and the Banshees. But now the Mutas are coming out. There's a missile turret building in the natural. He has a missile turret in his main building, and he has 2 at the third base. So he should be fine. These Mutas will barely not be able to deny. And they should be okay because they're just going to regenerate all those hit points in a matter of seconds anyway. Combat shield is on the way. And Jjakji likes to keep this tech lab on his factory for a long time, just in case he needs to build tanks. He was a bit nervous when he saw the Roaches, it seems. But he's still doing okay. +2 will start up. Jjakji has a very small upgrade advantage. This Reaper's actually been chilling here, waiting to see a 4th base for, you know, decades and decades. But Mutalisks move faster than anything I think Terran really has on the ground, except Hellions, and move at the same speed. So outrunning Mutalisks is just not a good idea. That Reaper, he didn't have a very long life ahead of him. Banshee cloaks and runs into an Overseer. Tough life. Stims the Marines up forward. Doesn't do too much. Sends out the next Banshee. And he still has his Overlord here. Nothing crazy going on. Creep spread looks pretty solid from VortiX. He's covering a decent amount of this map, and this Banshee's still moving over. Jjakji just wants to know whether or not there is a 4th base. There is not, so there isn't really anything he can do here. Steps out onto the creep. These siege tanks tanking a little bit of the fire, but the Banelings do enough. These Zerglings not have speed. What? Okay, that's weird. I just realized those Zerglings didn't have speed. Do the Banelings have speed? The Banelings had speed before the Zerglings. I just realized that. That is... 2-2's on the way for VortiX. And this Banshee's actually just parked on top of this base. And VortiX should be able to see this Banshee sitting there with the propellers. Mutalisk's poking this base. And he's just trying to be annoying. The most annoying are getting the gases here. This gas positioning, you know, for this base is so rough because it's so easy to harass from the outside. Now, the 4th is go up for VortiX on the top left. Not looking to take this right side base, but he will have it as his 5th. And Jjakji still has a reasonable amount of units. Jjakji really hasn't tried to harass too much. He's kept most of his units at home. Now some medevacs are finally going out. Banshee's going to poke a little bit. And Jjakji's supply blocked for a little bit. Nothing crazy. Widow Mines in production. Jjakji's playing mostly Marine Mine. He has mixed in a few Marauders, though. Marauders are good. Tank and Baneling shots, of course. Tank and Mutalisk shots. And then, the almost obvious, helping to deal with the potential of Roaches being in this composition. Or, at the very least, having them in the event that their late team Ultralisks do come out. I really wonder if... oh, wow. Actually managed to kill a few of these Mutalisks. VortiX gives up a few of those units. Yowzers. The creep spread is still amazing from VortiX. He's right outside his base. Oh, drop. That's one place the creep is not. And he's going to hit this main base with this Marine. VortiX knows about this drop. At the same time, he's trying to assault this 3rd base, potentially the 4th. The Marines are splitting. The mines are there. Does he get the shots he needs? No. All the mines are dead before they can detonate. And VortiX, well, Jjakji's going to try to flank him inside of his own 4th base area, but this command center is going to die. These Mutalisks have +1, +2 about to finish up, and Jjakji losing the 4th base. He's still inside the main. He's going to kill the spawning pool. It says, no more Zerglings for you, mister. And that's actually only has 6 Zerglings on the production tab. Starts another spawning pool immediately. And he picks off a few Roaches. And, oh wow, imagine if he could get the 2nd spawning pool. That would just be, that'd be gnarly. We'll kill Muta with those few Marines, though. At least he got something for his money. And now it's Thors and Marines on the production tab. He's like, okay, just get Marines and just to kill the Mutalisks. And the Thors will be good versus the Mutalisks. There's a lot of Banelings being made, but the Zergling count itself will only get lower and lower. There are actually no Zerglings on the map anymore. It's just Mutalisks and Banelings. This is a great time for Jjakji to attack, to push through the creep and try to attempt to attack him. So this is going to be relatively difficult. So I don't know if he can push too much further. That spawning pool is done again. 46 links in the production tab. And Jjakji, chance to drop in this 5th base. Not too bad. He's going to kill a lot of drones. Ooh, they're actually just walking right into this. He presses in the Banelings. Not able to kill all of the Bioforce. This is at 69 SCVs. But he will killing up this drop. And Jjakji finds himself at that top left base. Those drones will not be long for this world. He's got a great field of Widow Mines covering the outside, covering his retreat flank path. But there's a good number of Banelings. He's got 10 in production, trying to spread them out towards the side. Killing these bases off and killing these drones has been pretty good for Jjakji. He's really taken the wind out of VortiX's sails with this build, this very economic focus. He's had so many bases throughout this entire game. And oh, he's going to come in. The Widow Mine gets a good detonation on the Zerglings. The Thors are up front. Marines splitting behind. Can he get the detonations? No, not all of the Banelings were able to hit all the Marines. And there's just enough, it seems. Maybe can the Mutalisks overpower this with the +2 attack? That's the big question. But with the backup reinforcements, the Thors, oh, he picks up the Thor in the back. Well, he didn't move the Thor far back enough, but these Banelings could end it. Look at the split from Jjakji. None of those Banelings connect on Marines. The Thor is a hero. There's still Marauders up front attacking this hatchery. And he has got 24 links and 2 Banelings on the way. He needs to pull almost everything to stop this. The Mutalisks are having a ball. The Thor will be focused down, but not before he loses that 3rd base. And Jjakji's still rallying across the map. He still has more Marines, another Thor, more Widow Mines making their way downtown. And boy, are they walking fast. 3-3 coming in as well. Terran player about to have those max upgrades. No 3-3 even started for VortiX. He was not able to get that high. He didn't have the money, even though he got an infestation pit. And now it's just Zerglings fighting Marines that are eventually going to be better upgraded. The Widow Mines are burning. Jjakji just needs to watch his overextend too much. But how can he overextend? He's sub 60 supply. He still has so many here. Enough medevacs for each Marine. GG. Jjakji takes game number 3. And a fantastic game. Jjakji giving himself the advantage in this series by taking that map. And not bad.